Jana, Videology, I mean, the space right now is really crowded, right? And you guys are just doing a little bit of things, a few things rather, that are unique and differentiated. Let's start with the supply side and what you're doing there from a product perspective.
Sure, no problem. So what we do is we work together with media owners, a big cross-section of media owners, everything from premium broadcast type of content all the way down to working with exchanges. And our ambition there is really to work with all of these players to be able to surface their media in the optimal way to our demand partners, who then go and use that media to run their campaigns against. And I guess the difference of what we try to do in these integrations, our core focus is all about optimization. It's all about our algorithms and applying those algorithms to understand not only what yields the highest price or perhaps is served in terms of highest priority, but also what delivers the results. And the results are a little bit more than just price. It's all about yield. It's all about being able to have a campaign achieve the results that it's looking for, which again increases the value of that media to the demand partners that we're working with. So in fact, what we're trying to do is make each impression work harder and better according to the requirements and the KPIs of the campaigns.
So tell me, on the other side of the platform, your demand side, your DSP, tell me how that closer connected tissue with your suppliers and publishers actually helps you better serve the advertisers of the platform.
Absolutely. So it starts with the simple part of media planning. So understanding, by working together with the demand side, there's an understanding of what types of campaigns are going to be running and what types of media are going to be needed. And by that I mean types of content in terms of verticals, types of audiences, types of formats, a whole broad brush of different types of variables that you take into the equation. On that side, it helps us understand better what types of media are going to perform the best against the demand. And really what brings that together is our algorithm that sits in the middle, and it takes all these variables that it's looking for in terms of optimizing the campaigns and all the kind of the core requirements, taking that media coming in and optimizing it all to achieve the best results.
So tell me how you guys are sort of forcing the marketplace evolve and what you're doing to sort of mitigate the challenges with mobile, right?
Yeah.
The lack of a cookie, UID, things like that. We sort of have to approximate. Yeah. How are you guys tackling that business challenge for your publishers and advertisers?
It's a really important thing that we need to tackle. Our media partners, they're seeing very quickly their audiences shift to mobile, and it's really a very important segment of the overall media mix. The fact that it's a cookieless world is a challenge, absolutely, and the way that we're working with that is actually by working in close cooperation with all of the mobile media partners. Things like being able to share a universal ID will allow us to do things like frequency capping, which is really, really important. Cross-platform frequency capping, if we can actually have that unique ID tracked against all the different platforms. The other area that we're working closely together with these media partners on is understanding the profile of the impressions that are coming in. So working with the publishers direct to get data, to get any sort of insight into each and every impression, and then also working together with specialist third-party data providers who focus on mobile specifically, and providing kind of the connective tissue, I guess, between the mobile impression that we're seeing, some data that comes around that impression, and then finally the system, the platform that we're using to optimally allocate against the campaigns.
So what do you think are the biggest business factors right now that will affect video's growth in Europe in particular in the next kind of 12 months?
I think supply is a really big
liquidity
factor.
Or the lack of it, rather.
Liquidity of good quality inventory. I do think that we're going, and mobile. So, and that I link into supply.
Right.
Being able to crack the mobile net at scale, really important, because I do think that we are supply constrained. When it comes to standard PC VOD, quality standard VOD, there are supply constraints, and we're seeing demand increase and increase and increase as advertisers are following their audiences into other formats. So for me, I think the big issues are going to be liquidity of good quality content, the ability to address this whole mobile issue around being able to apply targeting, frequency capping, creative is also really important, and then the other factor is going to be also transparency, which will create a positive and a trusted environment for advertisers to increase their spend into video.